Welcome back, everyone. This week, former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper announced he was running for president. Now, I did love what our friend Greg Gutfeld thought about his chances on our show. Have a look. This is John Hickenlooper.
Oh,
who is definitely in the dark horse
He's a
category.
governor of Colorado?
Colorado, there you are. So a lot of people like him.
You know what I like about him? His name, Hickenlooper.
Well, I'm going to ask you about the name.
Is
it possible to have a President Hickenlooper?
I don't know. It sounds like a gadget from a science fiction movie. Get the Hickenlooper!
Okay,
Quick to the Hickenlooper!
Okay, the Hickenlooper, right. But the serious thing that I found this week about Hickenlooper was just this terrible thing. Like, he's actually quite interesting. You know, he's built businesses, he's an entrepreneur in Colorado, and then he's running away because of this loony left pandering from being a capitalist. Have a look at this.
Would you call yourself a proud capitalist? Oh, I don't know. Again, the labels, I'm not sure any of them fit.
I mean, isn't that pathetic? An actual entrepreneur won't even say that.
He won't even admit he's a capitalist, but this is the world we live in right now. It's so upside down. I feel like I don't know which way is up anymore. And people say, how do you do this? So I don't know. I don't know, because we keep putting information out there. It's like, yeah, Hickenlooper, right? I'm not a capitalist, even though he's a capitalist. People are afraid, and then nobody holds anybody accountable anymore. And then it's just and
the other thing, Kirsten Gillibrand, I saw the other week she was sort of completely abasing herself, saying, oh, I didn't mean what I said about immigration, when I actually had quite a sensible position.
Yeah, I mean, AOC was right about the moderates, in terms of, where are they? They're not running, right? The number of people, Bloomberg said he's not running this week. Look at Biden. Biden had to apologize to Cynthia Nixon on Twitter. What for? The terrible crime of calling Vice President Mike Pence a decent person. That was his crime. So when you look at this, when you look at Iowa, when you see that Bernie Sanders is not that far behind Biden, this is mostly about name ID. When you look at Howard Schultz, who has been eviscerated by the media for the crime of being a moderate, calling a Republican, calling Mike Pence, who's one of the most decent people I've ever met in my entire life, a decent person, running as a businessman, they're ready to string and quarter them.
Yeah, Henry?
Two things. Iowa Democrats were polled recently. More felt comfortable with the label socialist than capitalist. Hickenlooper is seeing the same poll. Two, twice in America in the last 50 years, the ideological extremes have taken control of one of the parties. And when they get that happen, the other party gets 60% of the vote. Take it to the bank. If a crazy gets the nomination, President Trump gets reelected.
Go back into that history. Tell us a bit more about
McGovern. McGovern was the crazy left person who ran against Nixon in 1972. Nixon was 50-50 in the polls at the beginning of the year. They nominate somebody far to the left. Nixon gets 61% of the vote. Barry Goldwater, on the right, takes control of the Republican Party in 1964. Lyndon Johnson gets 61% of the vote. Americans don't want extremes of either side. Trump won't get 61% of the vote, but they go loony left, Donald Trump gets reelected.
And what's interesting is that Bernie Sanders, who a lot of people were writing off, everyone else is taking his message, he's doing really well. I mean, he looks like he's the front runner.
Well, and he actually looks like a moderate compared to some of the, which is really crazy.
Well, maybe you can't use that word. As Nancy Pelosi said, you have a different experience in the use of words. All right, can't say that enough.